poor batting throughout the series. But I would see that as an excuse. If anyone on our team used that, certainly that's not the language I've heard in the dressing room. Whatever's happened in the past has got absolutely no bearing on you playing a test match of cricket. You have to, as a batter, everywhere around the world where you go, you have to adapt your technique, your mindset, and score runs on whatever you get in front of you on the day. So for me, that's an absolute no-no. This was a very good pitch, and I think both teams throughout the series has batted poorly. Today was the first time that two guys put a partnership together and made it look easy. I can tell you that when I was batting in both innings, I felt like it was a really good batting pitch. And then, as I said, both teams didn't put the runs that they should have. I can't tell you why, because I mean, 28 wickets fell in 2 days, or 30 wickets in 2 days, on a wicket where you should be scoring a lot more runs. So for me, the why would be probably, I think mentally we're just a little bit soft in giving our wickets away. Test cricket is about fighting it out and grinding it out and making sure you get bowlers got to earn your wicket. And for most of the series, all of our batters gave the wickets away pretty easily. I don't know, to be honest. I can't tell you. I can't give you that answer. A lot of the guys here are not in the one-day team. That has underperformed this series as well, that haven't been playing in the one-day team, so that shouldn't be the case. Whether that's weighing on some of the guys' minds, I can't tell you. For me, it's not. I can only speak for myself. I'm extremely motivated to whatever game I play, whether it's for the test or one days, to try my best and to score runs for the team. Obviously, Sri Lanka had a lot of new faces. I think that's probably something we were lacking. Normally you play a team, you've got quite a bit of footage on them, and you've played against them a few times. They had quite a new faces, and they were just too good for us. I mean, that's as simple as that. For a guy to make his debut in a series to be the leading wicket taker, that's not the norm. So we didn't play him well. It's okay if it happens in a once-off innings where you've never faced a bowler, but when you've had one test match, you've had a look at him, you should be a lot better in the second test match. Definitely. The wicket was really slow when we batted day one, and whether we batted first or seventh or eighth, we would have still, the runs was poor. We didn't score the runs. Sri Lanka we got a lead of, I think, 60 runs. Found it batting there in the first innings. The ball was really, really slow off the deck, and that's exactly what we thought was going to happen. Our bowling attack, we need a bit of pace and bounce. We know, obviously, when we're playing on these conditions, it's not the quickest pitches. So my experience from playing at St George's, it does get quicker on day two, and that was the case. So if you look at the two first innings as having a 60-run lead, that puts the toss speculation to bed. And then we batted even worse in the second innings, which would, it shouldn't be the case. So no, absolutely not. Still would have batted first. You're talking about a top order that is experienced. You're talking about guys like Dean Elgar, Hashim Amla. So if you're talking about them to be replaced, that's a big call. Those guys have done well for a very long time. They're good players. One series doesn't make you a bad player. If it happens over 2 or 3 or 4 series, yes, then of course, every single player in the team needs to perform. And I mean, obviously, if you've played for a long time, I think you're almost allowed to have one bad series, because it's going to happen where you're not performing every single series. But if it happens over a period of time, of course we look at it. But I can also tell you that it's not just as easy as walking in from domestic cricket and performing. You can look at the two next guys who's played them. Obviously, Tiana Sabrain was the next best batter in the country that's been waiting for a while, and then Hamza was the other guy. And if you take their records, it's not better than Dean Elgar or Hashim Amla or myself or any of those batters. So it's always easy to say when those guys aren't performing, to say get new faces in, but it doesn't always happen like that. It's Test cricket. It's supposed to be harder, but of course this series, our top order didn't score the amount of runs they shouldn't against the attack, which we should have done better. Yeah, they've been better than us, obviously home and away. When you go to Sri Lanka, you try and compete, you try and make sure you have an opportunity to win the series. but I played there obviously in their own backyard with their skill sets they have, the way they play spin and the way they obviously the amount of spinners they have bowling at us. But for me, there's no excuse when Sri Lanka comes here. We have to be a lot better. They're allowed to play some good cricket, but the cricket we have been playing at home for the last 2-3 seasons, if we were anywhere close to that, we should have beaten this team. And we weren't on top of our own game. We didn't score the amount of runs that we wanted to. I thought the bowling was good. If you take before today, even the Sri Lankan batting unit was underperforming in terms of runs. Obviously, Perera played a great knock, but the whole series has been down on the batting front. And I thought the two batting sides bowled really well. But yeah, extremely disappointed. Probably, I can sit here and say that probably my biggest low being played in the Proteas team, losing to Sri Lanka at home. That's not nice. So obviously we've got to try and make sure we get over this as quick as possible, because there's very important cricket ahead. Obviously a one-day series coming up, and then 2 months later it's the World Cup. So mentally we need to make sure that we get as strong as quickly as possible.